The thing I was most looking forward to for this developers conference was basically catching up and meeting all the various different people that we've had dealings with remotely over the last 2 years or so, and basically build a few relationships and see what the latest technologies and the future roadmap for the AppSpace environment. It would probably be the marketplaces. Yes, just basically getting around and seeing all the different things that are on offer. We've done a few things with the SICK AppSpace as far as solving different applications. The first one I've personally done was a web defect detection system where we were detecting defects down to 0.05 of a millimetre on a paper web. We've also done virtual photo eye systems using a Visionary T, and also a log positioning system on a conveyor, again using a Visionary T and a sim. Probably the next thing we're working on at the moment is a grade mark reading system and board measuring for the timber industry. So basically a modular system that we can sell additional options, grade mark readings, lumber size measurement and so on, depending on the customer's requirements. I think the future improvements for the AppSpace will be the Visual Studio integration and the SDK that they've just released, which was pretty exciting stuff. So I know the guys back home are looking forward to it. They've already had a go at it last night.
I still think the most interesting stuff is when you stand, maybe play around with the products together with some of the other colleagues and show off what we have been up to in the last few years, and they show what they are trying to solve or what's going on in their particular field. I think the direct meetings and just using the products we have that are actually really good now. We have done really a lot of different applications, difficult to pinpoint. I mean, the focus is quality inspection of different sorts, but for example, I've been inspecting different products for color now with a new SIM integration with color cameras, and then I've also done some deep learning anomaly detection inspections. Well, there are so many applications to machine vision, so there are not really any limits, but it's difficult to, everything from glue bead inspection to inspecting presence of small parts on bigger assemblies and stuff like this. For further improvements and involvements of SICK AppSpace, I think right now it's going in a really nice direction on every aspect. Like we have these very nice new applications that are sensor apps that are running, and they really bring a lot of value. We have a lot of new hardware that is coming, and now also the development ecosystem has really improved, just like what was been announced here at the DevCon with the Visual Studio Code integration.
In the past 2 days, we have been at the marketplaces, starting from yesterday morning. They were very stimulating. After the marketplaces, we have been through all the bar camps that have been very, very fun, since we had the possibility to have a discussion like a bar, like to the coffee machine, and I think, in my opinion, that is a very good way to discuss this kind of topic. With SICK AppSpace, we have been early adopters since I think that we started to develop something into 2018. In my company, we used to implement quality control in order to detect the application of a cap or a straw. So our first aim and focus is to deliver a product that has a very high quality. So the application that we have developed are about that. We mainly use 3D sensors. In fact, the Trispector P 1030, and now we are looking forward in order to increase our performances and adopting the rule of 30-20, which is the natural successor.
I think the live hacking session tomorrow will be a huge thing, and I'm looking forward to that, to see how to work with AppSpace and to go in details. Yeah, of course. I think licensing is a big topic here, and our community will be more open in future, and I think that's a huge step in the right direction.
Other developers conference is just a whole lot of people and a lot of lecturing, right? Here it's a lot closer. You're meeting the people who are actually making things run, the people that can actually help you develop your applications and make the changes that you need to see in the field, in the real world. Well, the bar camp was new, right? Where they were actually just a brainstorming session, and they were taking our input, what we experienced, what needs we think needs to be seen, what changes have to be done, and they were taking a lot of notes, and they were hopefully as these changes get taken, as these changes are put in place, it'll make the development even easier. Just the basic ones, but right now we're in the process of converting larger inspection applications that were developed originally in other platforms onto the SICK AppSpace using the SIM and SICK hardware.
Well, the introduction was really exciting, so I'm very excited to learn more about the bar camps and kind of see what we as a community can drive and kind of influence for next year. So with App Studio, I've realized that there's a lot of opportunities with utilizing multiple different sensors that have different data types, like point cloud information, images, distance measurements, and with that, bringing them all together, consolidate that data, and then being able to take advantage of that in multiple different complex applications is really the value that I've found and have been so excited about with AppSpace. So that's what I'm looking forward to continuing to see how we continue to grow that. So some of the applications that I'm focusing on right now is, like I said, data collection, measurements with really taking advantage of 3D point cloud. So there's one application that we're envisioning using a laser scanner that actually will scan objects like a log and being able to get the measurement data like the length, the width, the height, so things like that.
Starting from 3D cameras, for 2D cameras, LiDAR sensors, and I think it's more or less a concrete application. Okay, nowadays we are working on an application for a customer for using a LiDAR sensor and to calculate the volume of a pallet with that.
My expectation is I'm quite new, this is my first time, so I'm expecting what are the products they have introduced here with the applications. I want to know how far the app space are growing with other applications. So right now I have to go through other applications and see how can I get some exploration or ideas from their application, and I can also put in my application too, so which basically sharing, yeah. I heard that VS Code is coming, so I think I'm quite excited because I have knowledge about VS Code, but I don't have how to do it with the AppSpace, so I need to train it because everybody wants VS Code, right? Because that is most of them use it as a developer, so it will be good if we have that. So since it is released yesterday, so I'm looking forward to it.